Hi guys, how's it going? So how do you like this lighting situation? I have this like spotlight right here, and it's because I was working on something on my desk here, and it's dark, and I have a couple of lamps in the room, but it wasn't lighting up well enough. Look, you can see a dog right over there, but barely. Um, anyway, um, first of all, let me say that I made a mistake and used up almost all of my internet usage last night. I have a program that allows me to um, download YouTube videos overnight between 2 a.m. and 8 a.m. And I can also download Netflix and stuff like that. Well, I miscalculated and downloaded some stuff last night, and then today when I got up and finally came into my computer at noon, it was still downloading, and I didn't realize I had put that much in my queue. So I went from about 45% of my internet left yesterday when I went to bed to 8% this morning, and now it's down to 7 because I used it a little bit. So right now I am holding off on getting online until after 2 a.m. It's 1:12 now, so I don't have a lot longer to go, but I've been thinking about making a video, so I thought I'd hop on here and do it right now. Haven't done any knitting since I talked to you last. I started my new job. I work Saturday from 6 to 10 with a lady who needs not a ton of help, but a little bit of help. It went really well. I felt like it did. I also got my first check from the company because I had they pay you for training. And I had gone to a couple different classes, and so I did get a check from them. It wasn't much. It was just like, I don't know, 8 hours of training, something like that. Anyway, that was Friday, so Saturday was the day that I worked with the lady. Like I said, it went really well. My only complaint, I think there's a moth in the house. My only issue is that she does not like to turn lights on or leave any lights on in her apartment. And so it was getting really dark in the apartment before she would let me turn on the lamp. Which, you know what, she's the one paying the bills, so I'll abide by it. But I might get myself a little clip-on reading light or something, because I need light. And, you know, having a light on an hour longer a day, I don't think it's going to change the electric bill that much. But, you know, like I said, it's her place, and I am going to, you know, do what she needs me to do. Let's see, what else can I tell you? So yeah, that went really well. This was Memorial Day weekend. I didn't do anything special. I didn't go to any parades or anything like that. We didn't have any family gathering, anything like that. So it was pretty much just a ho-hum weekend at home. Last week, however, was kind of a rough week. You know, I posted that my lawnmower died, and it's going to need an engine rebuild, or I need to get a new mower. So mowing did not get done this weekend, so it looks like crap. So I'm going to have somebody come out this week and take care of it for me. Then, excuse me, my brother-in-law had been using my old car, my RAV4. They brought it back on Tuesday while I was at work, and my sister sent me a text and said that, you know, they had come in and loved on the dogs and played with them, and then, you know, gave them treats and everything. And so she just texted and said the dogs had been played with, loved on, and treated. But then that night when I got home from work, Sebastian, Mr. Polka Dot back there, decided he wanted to be kind of a butthead and not come in when it was time to come in and go to bed. And wanted to bark and play his silly games about coming in. And I was a little ticked off at him because he hasn't done that this year much. He's done it on occasion, but not much. Anyway, so I was really ticked at him. So then Wednesday night, well, let me step back. You have to know that I have a sliding glass door, and the house was empty when I bought it. It was a foreclosure. So there were things that were done probably deliberately by the former owners because they weren't happy about losing their house. And I don't know if the lack of a screen on the sliding door is one of the things they did, or if it just got torn up and they just threw it out. So consequently, there isn't one. And last year I put one of those, I can't even think of what it's called now, but it's one of those as seen on TV things. It's like the magic screen or something, I don't know. Anyway, it goes click, click, click when you close it, and it says, dogs can go through it and all of that. Basically, it's two pieces of screen that you Velcro to whatever opening, and then they have magnets, and it, catches together. So, last year I was just moving in, everything was ghetto, and so I put that on my sliding door so that I can have the door open and not get a bunch of bugs in here. And if the dogs need to go out, they could, although he's afraid of it. So he wouldn't go through it, so I had to open it for him, which is fine. Okay, so last Wednesday night, I was in here on the computer or something, and I had the door open like that far. And so they couldn't go out, but the cool air could still come in because it's been hot. And, I wasn't thinking, and this is kind of what happened. Barney got out. Barney, apparently, they were in here sleeping with me or they would have chased him. But Barney must have ventured out and went out the back door because he doesn't like to be around them very much. But anyway, I didn't notice it that night. The next morning, normally when I go to bed, Daisy will get in the bed with me. Sebastian won't. He'll usually sleep on the rug by the bed. But eventually, like after Daisy nods off, then Barney will climb up on the bed and curl up. Like if I'm on my side, he'll get behind my knees, and curl up there until Daisy wakes up and scares him off. So it didn't occur to me until later that he didn't do that. And on Thursday morning, I had to go to another training for work. So I had to be out the door by like 7:30. So I was, getting up way earlier than I normally do and getting in the shower and getting going. So it didn't really occur to me that I hadn't seen Barney until I was coming home that night. And I was like, hey, I didn't see Barney this morning, and I don't remember him getting into bed last night. And then I started thinking about how that door had been open that far, and what if he went outside? And then I remembered that the dogs barked at the front. There's a window back there. When I was sitting in here, that they had barked like crazy, like later on, and so I didn't think, that's when I started thinking about it all. So I got home, and I'm looking all over the house, and there's no Barney, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? He's gotten outside, and he doesn't, who knows where he'll go, what he'll do. There's ticks like crazy out there. There's lots of weedy areas around and everything. What if he runs away and all that stuff? So I went out in the woods, and I'm calling him and calling him and calling him, and I never get any response. Of course, my dogs are always, I go, Barney, and they go crazy and start barking. And, so I'm like out front. I put a bowl of food out front. Of course, the raccoons, the possums, and everything devoured that. So I'm calling him, and every day I'm doing this, like all day long, trying to call him. Worried, worried, worried. I told my sister, I said, I think he probably tried to go back to, where I got him from. She said, he would never do that. He didn't get fed regularly there. He wasn't, in a house, in a cozy kitty bed. He didn't have the life that he has now. And she said, he wouldn't go back there. Um, so anyway, I, kept going out and calling him. And so finally I sat down and I made these little flyers to take to around my neighborhood, and it just says, have you seen me? My name is Barney. My family misses me. I'm an orange tabby with white feet, neck, and tummy. I also have a bent over right ear. Please call this number if you see me or know where I am. And the other thing about Barney is that he's a little bit afraid of other people. I'm thinking that, I know that some of the neighbors in that neighborhood where he was are mean to cats, and so he pretty much, if anybody else comes over, he won't come out. He'll hide, and I always want people to see how awesome he is, and he hides from other people. So anyway, I kept thinking, anyway, so I made the little flyer, and I was going to go out to my neighbors and I had those with me, and I was going out to my neighbors before I went to work on Saturday. And I walked out the door, and I go through a gate, then I go to my car. And as I came through the gate, I saw this orange tail dive under my shed, which my shed was Amish built, and it's on like, it's kind of like it's a pallet. It has, well, the rabbits usually live under it. So until it like sinks down to ground level, it's kind of up so that animals can get under. So I saw this orange tail dive underneath there, and I'm like, Barney! And I was like calling him, and he'd come out and he'd purr and make his little sound. I can't do it right now or they'll go crazy. But, how they talk to you, and they do their little meow, Anyway, he made that sound, and he rolled over, and I rubbed his belly, and as soon as I tried to pick him up, he dove back under the shed. So he was out there for a little while, and finally coaxed him to let me pick him up. Of course, then I have to go back in the back door through the gate, which freaked him out. And in the back door, and the dogs are going to meet me there and, like, attack, like he's some stranger. So he kind of, I had to kind of grab him by the scruff of the neck like the mom cat does with the babies, so that he wouldn't attack me and I wouldn't get torn up. Anyway, so I took him back in to my bedroom and closed the doors, but so he could get to the cat box in my bathroom. But the dogs couldn't get to him, and he just was like diving under the bed. And when I got him coaxed out, of course, immediately he went to the food bowl and ate, and he looks skinny to me now. I know he was only out a few days, but scared the crap out of me. I thought my baby was gone, It's amazing how fast you get attached to critters, at least for me. Anyway, he's back now. That night we snuggled in bed, and he was just like, you could just tell he was smiling as much as cats do, and they do. You can see their little mouth go up. But he was just loving it, just curled up right next to me in my armpit, and just purring and smiling and happy, and it was awesome. So Barney's home, so all is better in my world. My grass is still growing, but all is well in my world. Barney's home. So that's my story, and so if you guys notice I'm not watching as soon as you post or until a day or so later, it's because I'm waiting until 2 o'clock in the morning to record videos, and then I'll have to watch them the next day. Anyway, I guess that's all I got, and I hope you're all doing well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.